Alright, hello guys. It's Tuesday, second week, second Mythic Plus week. Get into these vaults. Starting off with my druid. I have one myth door on my druid. Like we got a trinket. Could've got some Rainfighter tier, but it's gonna be the myth track item. I don't even actually know how good this is for a druid. Let's take a quick look. Alright, and it's it's eye level. It's only a B tier trinket for Guardian, but that's half the equation to get my discount. Quick, easy. Okay, so the next one that we're gonna hop on is going to be my DK. Was able to get my DK into a run. Also, when I was playing my DK, I went into the run as Unholy. Never played Unholy before. And, on the one button rotation, and man, what is Unholy? I was able to keep up an AoE, like just all the big trash pulls. I was able to keep up and hold my own, but the one button for DK Unholy does absolutely no damage. And I'm only 682 with no tier. We'll go ahead and open this in... We're actually open it in blood. Yeah, we'll open up it in blood. Since how... At least on Wowhead, it says that they do use the Tome of Light's Devotion, so I'll go ahead and open in blood for that one, and once we get that, then I'll just start opening it up in Unholy blue spec so I can get the DPS trinkets. So we will go with blood, which I'm already in blood for loot spec. A crit haste ring. I do not believe that that is the stats I want, because I'm pretty sure I want like haste mastery, verse mastery, but that's eye level. Eye level is usually king in almost all cases, plus all this tier I can go into looking for, and that's just the world veteran one. But I mean, this one does have... No, it's high crit. Oh, we got eye level out of that. High level is good. You still take that. Alright, for the next one after that, we'll go to the monk. Now, the rest of my characters that I'll be showing for my vault opening is going to be 3 doors in their Mythrax slots for dungeon. So let's hope for some weapons. Mythrax weapons with triple socket and rocket with speed, avoidance, and leech. Alright, so 687, we're opening Brewmaster. We're hoping for the weapon from Arakara. Which those are not the weapons from Arakara. We got Helm tier. We got Waist, Belt, Crit Haste, and we got Shoulders Haste Mastery. So for tier for Brewmaster, it looks like we're wearing Helm, Shoulders, Chest, and and gloves. So that one we'd have to catalyze. Helm is primary, the highest primary stat that we'd be able to get. So highest primary stat off the helm because it's helm, chest, and legs. Shoulders is the second tier of armor. We could get veteran looking for raid stuff and then more world stuff, so we're gonna go with the helm. Helm could get. Gives us a catalyst charge. That means that this being the second week, we have an extra catalyst charge. Set, so I definitely left that one on. 2-2 is going to be better than old 4. Probably. Actually don't know. I haven't looked at the monk tier set and how soon you should be swapping off. Alright, next character we'll be opening is going to be the warrior. So for the warrior, sword, shield is going to be what we're hoping for. Either way, now what I get out of this vault, I will be crafting my sword this week. We're opening prot, we're 690, we do have 2 set. We can get a trinket that procs with leech, get ritual mud, or I can get myth tracked here. I already have a veteran. Alright, Ritual Mud is a B trinket. It would be the biggest eye level gain from what I currently... Well, actually, it wouldn't even be the biggest eye level gain, but it would be half the equation for my other trinkets. Do I have a trinket from this season? $17.20 versus $18.20. Hit haste, primary stat. Void Packstone, just went and looked at the Wowhead post. Void Packstone's a C tier trinket. Ritual Mud was a B tier. I don't think I've ever worn this except for to, like, be a placeholder until I got something else. I think I want to go with the tier, even though I already have 2-piece? I already have this trinket in my bags. It's essentially the same thing. It's got like 100 and then some more verse. And the absorbing shield is 14 mil, so it's got 3 million more shielding. I likely wouldn't be wearing that because I'd be going for the pacemaker and the tome from keys, with ideally me hoping that I would get the brand from raid. So yeah, we're gonna go with the with the gloves, because this could give us bigger primary. And even if it's, you know, even if I'm keeping my 2-piece, that's still... I don't know. That's hard. 14 million absorb shield. 3 million. 700,000 AoE. 550. Yeah, we got this because this will get more item level out of it. Plus, it's got primary stat. This was just a burst stick.
Easy.
Oh. Okay. Next one we're gonna get into is going to be the main demon hunter. Alright, we are opening Vengeance spec. We're already in Vengeance spec. Eye level is 696. Alright, we got a big haste mastery ring, which aren't our ideal stats. We got legs that are crit verse, and we got a chest that's crit verse with avoidance. The chest happens to be the only piece that we have tier in, but it's a hero one that procced with leech. We have 2-piece in this. No, that's Liberation of Undermine. So I could go with the legs. I'd be losing out on avoidance, but I already have leech. I think I take the avoidance. Like, leech is good. Everything I do on my demon hunter essentially gets me HP with what I'm doing. I only have... I haven't used any of my catalyst charges. Do I have a glove from this season? Avoidance. Yeah, we take the chest with avoidance. It's not often that we're gonna see a chest with avoidance. We'll have to catalyze that. Alright, on to my 3 paladins. I'm gonna start with 2B. I do believe the first week I opened up this one in ret spec, which I probably will still be opening up in ret spec. That way one of my pallies has actually got a 2-hand weapon. Which all of my pallies last season didn't get a weapon until late into the season, like Sword Shield, 2-hand weapon. It took them forever. So for this particular pally, what we are hoping for is the Fatebound Crusader from Ecodome. Alright, we're already in Retribution loot spec. We are 692. Ooh. That's not the 2-hand weapon I was hoping for. So we are at an interesting choice here. I could go with the chest, which is a great sided chest. That's biggest primary stat. Or I go with the 2-hand. I go with the weapon, because if I do the weapon, that means whatever sword shield that I... No, because I'm crafting this week too. I want their crit mastery. Let me... I'm pretty sure red pallies are crit mastery. For Templar on Wowhead, which Wowhead's great source for the start of a season, and then as the season goes on, probably better to go to like Archon and see what people are actually running with the loot they're getting from the vault. So it's like a great baseline place to start, but for Templar it's saying Mastery Crit, and then for also Herald of the Sun, so it's Mastery first, then Crit. First is the worst stat. But if I pick this up, every 2-hand weapon that I do pull... Oh, no, I wouldn't even upgrade 2-hand weapons. We pull the weapon early, and then that means that I can start opening this one up in protection loot spec. I can get a sword shield, and then once I get the sword shield and my trinket, I can swap back to this one to get the proper 2-hand. One of these, like the chest out of these tiers, would be the better option. That'd give me 2-piece. Which the hammer and anvil damage is significant. That's nothing to scoff at. That would be like a really huge overall improvement for my third pally. But the weapon's probably going to be better because I do DPS on this pally. Sweet. Alright, moving on to my second pally. So for this one and my main pally, I will be opening in section. Second Pally was meant to be my healer, but I haven't really ever healed keys. Keep saying I will. But I ended up only healing PvP casually. Alright, come on, sword shield. Alright, we're already in protection loot spec. 693, we do have 2 Ps. That is a huge neck. Bracers, I don't really want because it's crit verse. The neck is something I actually need. Astral Antenna would also be very good. But the neck is going to be a lot harder to come by because the necks that we do want from keys are going to be the one that we got in the vault, the Haste Mastery one. And then the one over here that my main pally got, which is the crit haste one. Every other neck is not anything we're really interested in because that's crit verse over here. Over here, this is verse mastery. Eco Dome doesn't even have a neck. Arakara doesn't have a neck. So yes, the neck is the choice that will also make it to where these bracers and these rings can go to the crit haste ones because I will be significantly, massively way over what I need for mastery. That means I can also switch these gloves out eventually. Yeah. But out of curiosity, I'm gonna take a look at WoW see where the codex stands. Alright. Just took a look at it. Codex is a B tier. So we are gonna go with the Haste Mastery neck. It actually has a lot of haste. That's a huge chunk of haste. 6,000 haste. Do my reporting to the guild what I got and going to the main paladin. Alright, surely this one's gonna get a sword and shield choice. What would I even take? Because I actually, there is nothing I would consider taking over sword and shield if I had the choice in the vault for the main pally. For the one-hand weapon, we're hoping for the sword from Streets. That one is crit haste. Unfortunately, there is really only crit mastery shields and keys. The crit haste shield that we would want would be from Raid. Unless I start raiding Mythic early, likely the best one we'll ever get is like a crit mastery shield. We're already in protection loot spec. We're 695. We do have 2 Ps. Ooh, 3 rings. The only 2 that we're really looking at is the crit haste one and the haste mastery one. That's high crit or high mastery. If I take that one off, I am 7142. put the mastery. Crit. Mastery. If I put that in, we get up to 8,000. And where's my mastery flask? 26. So we got 89.56 plus 26, 1150. Okay, so if I took the crit haste ring and I wore a mastery cloak, I could take that ring. If I get the false accuser, then I'm gonna be so far over mastery. Are there any crit haste gloves in existence? Hands, these ones are haste verse. Dawnbreaker doesn't have gloves. We can filter this by all specs. Haste mastery. First mastery. About raid. Crit haste. From Forge Weaver. So if I was to get to Mythic Forge Weaver, I could get those. Plus I could get those from Heroic Raid and they would still be probably fine for now. I only need 1080. 10,800 mastery to get mastery cap with the talents. With talents and then using your Shield of the Righteous plus throwing an Avenger Shield and use a Word of Glory. I'm way above it with plus this is gonna give like I think maybe roughly 2,000. Pretty sure there's a website post on how much that's gonna give this week. Maybe not. 1836 according to Wowhead. Okay, so it's only getting like 100. I think I go with this one. Yeah, I think I really want to get into that one. So we'll go with the Zealot's Ring. It's not tier. Good, no. Ooh, the Reshi boots from normal. No. You gotta be the ring. That's a huge ring, a lot of crit. Yeah. Alright. Alright, let's go see what the weeklies are. Alright, for our dungeon weekly. Stone Vault.
Another interruption.
Battleground week. And looks like they just let's see where the arcs are this week.
Make it quick, please.
Arcs are out in Undermine. Pretty sure that's where it was last week, so I don't know if that's changed. Honor and Random Battlegrounds and Battleground Blitz.
May your path be free of danger.
Okay. Well guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully someone out there enjoyed my thought process on how I choose my gear for my different characters and whatnot. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.